welcome back to Give It a Go Garden. This is the channel where I take you along on my gardening adventures. Some successful, some not so much, but we're always just giving it a go. So today's a bit of a different episode. One, we're inside because it's cold outside and there's not really much to plant at the moment, but that's okay because now's the perfect time to kind of get organized and get ready for the upcoming season. I have watched a couple other gardening YouTube channels where they are organizing their seeds and organizing kind of their Excel charts and kind of getting ready from like a bigger scale. And I really think that's incredibly interesting and helpful, but like I'm not there. At all. I've just started growing with seeds and it's definitely something I'm still like very eager to keep doing. I usually do typically buy like annuals and perennials from the store, which I think is totally okay because I'm still learning, so that's good. So a couple of years ago, I came up with this system, and this actually started way back when Brad and I used to live in a condo, and all we had was just a small planter box. So I wanted to remember what flowers I had planted, and just kind of keep record of what I had done. So I started saving the tags, but what ended up happening was I was just kind of getting this massive pile of tags. So enter the book system. And so that's what we'll go through today. I will show you kind of my system of organizing my tags and my plants. And then maybe there's something in here that would be helpful for you. So really the secret to all of this is just get yourself an old photo album. I found this at a thrift shop and they were very prominent before the digital age, so it should be hopefully easy for you to find. And they're usually actually like flowered, which is awesome. But I find that they're perfect. And as you can see in this very first page, this was the garden that was at our old condo. And so this croton I actually still have in our house. So kind of funny that I can still see, it's an annual, but it's still alive 5 years later. So yeah, as I kind of go through, I can see what I've grown in the past, and I've definitely used this as a resource just to remember, you know, how the plants that are perennials are growing. I still buy a lot of annuals. I buy a lot of perennials from the store, and it is helpful to know and kind of remember, especially before I go. I usually peruse through this book just to see like what I had bought in the past. So I can keep an eye out for it if I liked it, or I can maybe avoid it if I don't want to duplicate it again. Here are the roses that we have in our front, which is really nice to just kind of keep record of that. And then what I also really like to do is whenever I've entered a garden show and that flower has placed, I also try and keep the card that's won, because I'm a very sentimental person and that means a lot. So today I just want to kind of go through and I'm going to fill up the book. I keep all of my tags kind of like throughout the season. As I'm planting, I'll throw them in this bag, box, whatever you want to call it. Box. I think it's called the box. It's a box. And so that's what I'll go through today. It's just like an organization day, which is really exciting because I kind of need to. So let's dive in. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing with all of my setup. Already I feel more organized because this is all that's going to remain at the end of this project. So I have all my seeds set aside. I also have an indoor grow light set up, so there's a lot of supplies that I use for that. But this is it. This is all I'm going to keep. And at a later day, I'll kind of go through my seeds and start organizing those. But that's not a today thing. Off to the side. So now I have all of my tags that I've kept, and my gosh, I planted a lot. So now I'm going to go through and just kind of organize them a little bit so I remember what I planted, and try and make a little bit of sense in terms of how I maybe want to save them. I do have some empty seed packets that I do like to keep, again, just for frame of reference. And this is a good indication if I want to reorder them. So good to know that I'm out of this one. But yeah, so this is the only seed packet. So if you're wondering like, why isn't it with the other seeds? That's why. So I'm gonna take a few minutes and just kind of organize what it is that I planted this season. And then I'll go through kind of how I put them in the book. All right, let's dive in. So I've got it all organized, and by organized I mean I've just put them in piles. So what I really like about this process is now I can let me go. You done there, bud? Okay. Sorry. So what I was saying is what I really like about this process is now I can remember what it is I actually planted out there. And I planted a lot. This is a lot of plants. So now I'm gonna put them into my book. That's as simple as that. The only tag I'm not keeping is this one because I think it'll be really hard to like put into the book. And it just says sun patience, and I have sun patience, so I think you are the weakest link. Goodbye. And let's start with whatever was the last thing I would have planted from everything would have been these pansies. I planted them actually last winter. So it's been a while since I've updated my book. So that's not gonna be big enough for a page. So I like to also organize them kind of by how they were planted. So I'll do the outside planter box, the shade planter. So we have the Hakone grass, which is amazing. We have the Impatiens, which did so good. They absolutely swallowed up the petunias. Because I have multiple of each of the tags, I'm only gonna save the one. So I'll just put these off to the side. And I think that should be enough for a page. So we get our book, go to the most recent page. Oh, see, la, la, la. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, so Creeping Jenny, that would have been in the front planter. So yeah, okay. So then it's just simply putting them in the book. You do just want to be mindful that you only open the page limited amount of times. You want to keep it as sticky as possible. And I'm going to put the thicker ones closer to the edge. Then we've got our petunias and Impatiens, reverse that. And then our pansies that I keep wanting to call something else. And it's as simple as that. And then I have a record for, you know, future seasons, what it is that I planted. But I do like keeping the tags, and I do find this a really nice way of just organizing myself. So move that off to the side and we'll get our next compilation. So there you have it. So now I can look back, remember what I planted in the 2022 season. You know, I organize my tags. I definitely make sure to keep them throughout the season, and then I put them in the book. It sounds really simple, but it wasn't something that I had seen before, and I haven't really seen it even now. But for gardeners who utilize annuals or just plants, existing plants that have already been grown, we still want to know, you know, how to take care of them and also have a record of what was successful, what wasn't, and kind of keeping the tags really handy and just kind of like a record. It is a really great sort of way. And what's really nice is now you can look back and remember, oh my goodness, like the sweet potato vines, like they grew like crazy. I definitely want to remember that and keep that for next season. Or the Vinca vines, which I don't think I'll ever forget because I love them. But the Dusty Miller, I had forgotten that I had grown these marigolds, which is bizarre. And it's just nice. It's nice to look back and remember kind of what was in your garden so that you can either buy similar ones next season or try something different. And so now you know which ones to, you know, steer clear of. Let me know if you end up using this approach. I definitely think it's really helpful and it's not something I've seen before. So, you know, if you do use it, please tag me on Instagram or send me a message on YouTube. I would love to see what you guys are doing. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope you enjoyed, you know, what my organization process looks like. It's a way more clear, and now I can kind of get rid of all of these extra tags, which is awesome. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, I hope you like and subscribe. But in any event, I really hope that this just encourages you to get out there and give it a go. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.